Oh baby, welcome back to the Krown Crypto channel. It is a lovely Wednesday, hump day, CPI day, who knows what the hell day it is, doesn't matter because it's actually becoming somewhat fun again. Then again, perhaps we've just been relegated to such low volatility in the past month and a half that we're just getting excited over the smallest of small things. But there are a few things to be speaking about today, to be following up on. Bitcoin hitting that short-term setup that we were looking at towards 17,500. What does that mean for, I guess, in the more near term, and then also following up on the higher term time frame as well, as there are a few more puzzle pieces now set in place, which makes the whole picture look a lot more interesting, let's say. Anyways, other than that, I forgot to wish you the best because, well, I should always be doing that. There's no reason not to, man, and hopefully it can in some way help. And if it doesn't, well, at least it kind of makes me feel good, makes me feel like I did something good for the day. So let's just jump right into it over here, starting off with the 2-day time frame. We've been following this chart for quite some time now. It is a 2-day volatility versus stochastic momentum signature. Volatility represented by this moving component, the BBWP indicator, and anytime that it has gotten down to extreme lows, which are defined as anything below 15 percentile or more, the expansion phase that naturally follows from those extreme lows over the past going on 5 years now has led to an average move of, not that one, it is this one over here. Yes, almost 35%. Done over the course of nearly 3 weeks. The stochastic oscillator has been correcting, getting the direction of that volatility expansion about 84.5% of the time, and it looks like it's going to increase right here, in fact, because we are seeing it move in that direction yet again. So if we were to go into the stochastic oscillator, we can see that upon yesterday night's closure, as we just got another closure, two major things have happened. Well, one major thing has happened. The other one is a continuation. The continuation is that the 2-day time frame stochastic oscillator remains with its upside posturing and will continue with its upside posturing on the next period as long as Bitcoin's closing above 16,500. Also continuing to bounce off of that nice trendline regression coming in from the last few major lows. We're talking about the September lows, we're talking about the November lows, and dare I even say the lows of January as well. Now that is then going to be coupled with the new information that the 2-day volatility represented by BBWP is looking like it might just expand here. Now you'd probably be wise to say, Krown, it looks like it was expanding over here and over here as well, and you're exactly damn right. So what's different about this one? Well, nothing's different about this one except that it's been a longer time, but obviously this is the first puzzle piece that is needed before full-on confirmation of volatility expansion is had, which I define as back above 10 percentile. Again, for more aggressive people, they will be looking at these areas over here. But to be fair, these prior areas where you did see a slight move to the upside, well, those were also correlated with moves on price action as well. So realistically, it's been, more or less the same thing as what I've been stating for the past I guess it's like 2 months now, I guess. Yeah, going back to basically late November. It's like, hey, it's probably a major low that we're looking at right now. I don't know if I necessarily call it a macro low just yet. I think that that's still premature, but I do think that it is a major low, and I do still think that Bitcoin's a lot more likely to trade to the upside rather than the downside below the current range lows. That means very likely trades to the tops or above the top side of these current range highs before anything else. So in this case, it is now also supported by DMI, as we can see indicated by the green dot right here. I actually don't have the DMI on this particular setup, but that's what that means. And what else? Well, we can start to play around with the numbers. So again, the average move at 35%. I do think that would be a little bit, generous. That would be a little bit aggressive to be looking for something like that. I do think that on the lower end of the first standard deviation, however, that is where things make maybe a little more sense, which would be, as much as like a 25.5% move. So looking at that from current price action, that put Bitcoin, close to $20,000, maybe even a little bit above $20,000. Of course, there's going to be stops along the way, and again, it takes about 3 weeks upon confirmation of volatility expansion. So we still haven't necessarily got there just yet, but one thing before the next. And if you've been signaling on this channel for the past couple months now, I understand that things have been, really fucking boring. I mean, it's been boring as hell for me. It's like masturbating with sandpaper and requires a hell of a lot of patience, which, if you've been watching these videos, you certainly have. So nice one. Anyways, in a more sincere tone, markets typically do put in major highs and especially major lows on these extremely low volatility, boring times. If you're around in 2018, 2019, you probably remember that at 3,000. Where Bitcoin was trading there for like 3 months in like $50 ranges every day. It was something else. I mean, I might even say it was worse than this, but hey, that's just my opinion. Anyways, in this case, what I'm trying to say is that the probabilities still continue to favor upside continuation. Again, it's not just straight shot, but there will be areas of interest along the way. Anyways, moving on to the next thing, I did want to follow up on the 2-day time frame for CME. While we do not have volatility expansion there just yet, it is a similar setup, so it kind of corroborates the prior story. But the stochastic oscillator upon closure last night continued to remain to the upside. Current pivot at just below $17,000. Now moving into the 5-day time frame, the 5-day also closed last night. It has a similar setup over here as we went over yesterday. I won't go over the setup again because you probably just got it. But what is interesting about this is that upon yesterday's closure, the 5-day stochastic oscillator remained to the upside, back above the critical zone, and again playing out another bounce off of this trendline regression, which has been governing the bounces since literally a year ago in January. So that'd be the January bounce, that'd be the June-July bounce, the October bounce, and well, perhaps dare I say this bounce as well. So these were respective bounces of 50% over here. Certainly going to be less. Titty bounce? No, that's for later. This one was 32.5%, and maybe this one's going to be lower as well. But thus far, it's been about a 15%-ish move, 15-20% move. It's actually very interesting to read some of the comments the other day. I probably shouldn't even do that. Although the majority of this community pretty damn cool. But they're just like, Krown, you're way too bullish. Don't you think you're too damn bullish? 18,000, ha! You idiot! Don't you know it's going down? CPI is going to come in hot! It's like, okay, thanks for letting me know that you can read minds, and also, do you not understand fucking statistics, sir? Just kidding. Well, I'm not kidding, but, don't really need to get that aggressive, I guess. Anyways, yeah, so this setup, again, is currently favoring the upside as well, being that it is a 5-day. The stats are just generally higher in that direction, and do take longer as well. So we could be in for an even greater bounce. What I'm trying to say is that the 2-day could bleed into the 5-day, and, well, that could lead to even more. Anyways, moving on now, let's get into the low-term time frame. So yesterday we were looking at a move, likely somewhere around 17.5. It looks like we got that while I was sleeping because it was 3 a.m. and I can barely fucking sleep in this country, but hey, there's the red line from yesterday. So the LARP line's working out. The other LARP line's working out as well, apparently. I don't purport that that's like supposed to be exactly 1-to-1, but you get the idea. Anyways, in the short term, do we expect to pull back based upon a test towards that range high at 17.5? Well, let's see if there's something else that suggests such. And if we go over here to the 4-hour time frame for CME, we can see that 4-hour RSI is putting in some bearish divergence on that last successive high. Do we get another drive of divergence first before it turns down and pulls back? Perhaps yes, but that would be a little bit concerning in the short term for a pullback. And over here, if we go check out stochastic momentum, starting off with the 12-hour time frame, 12-hour time frame will turn down below 17,300. Still closing above there, but it is getting into some very critical territory. 6-hour time frame is actually already turning down, but is pivoted at 17,350. So actually technically above there as well. But as you can see, little bit in a precarious zone. 4-hour time frame will actually turn down below 17,450, which is currently about $20 below right now. And the hourly will also probably be already down. It is already down as long as Bitcoin's below 17,530. So short term, do I think that things pull back here a little bit? Probably yes. The question is, do things pull back in a like a problematic manner? So where would problems be below? Problems would be below the same pivot as yesterday. If you want to be super exact with it, on CME, it'd be about 17,000, just below 17,100. I guess it's not super exact, but you get the idea. Let's just call it 17,050 on a closing basis, 4-hour time frame. And also even the Jewel might line up for a bit of a sell there, but these are corrective pullback signals, at least first and foremost within the context of the trend. So like I said, any sort of a pullback that fails to violate 17,000 basically on a closing basis is just that, a pullback before likely another try to the upside. I also forgot to mention the 5-day time frame. What also got confirmed yesterday upon closure was that drive of phantom bullish divergence, and also the 5-day Jewel continues with its upside curvature. So that would be a continuation as well, with next sort of areas of interest at I guess 17.8, basically like 17.8, 17.9. You might as well just call that 18,000. Then you got your prior high at 18.5, and then you got just over $19,000. But of course, is order of operations and time likely takes time, obviously. Anyways, that's too redundant for today. I'll be signing off now. Yeah, I think it's a good place to be leaving it off. I should probably show my channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and tickle the bell. Yes, and smash your fucking face on the keyboard as well. No, don't do that. Definitely don't do that. Elsa, be nice. Anyways, yes, that's a good place for me to be leaving off. As always, take care, much love, and see you hopefully soon.